get Moira in. Here we go. So now, Moira coming to join us. How's the uniform? Debbie, I swear. Don't get me into trouble, Moira. Hello!
Hello, good afternoon. How are you all?
How are you?
Can you hear me okay? It's quite windy out here today.
Perfect, yes. Absolutely great.
Good.
Thank you so much for coming back. Once bitten, twice shy normally, but no. You decided to join us again, which is lovely. Thank you.
Oh, you're more than welcome. I've got a new gimbal, so I'm testing it out.
Oh, well, working so far. Looking very good, yeah.
Tower Bridge. And then we've got the glittering of the Thames.
Gorgeous.
It's such a beautiful day.
Oh, lovely. And this is really lovely. So, Moira, when Moira was on with us 2 or so weeks ago, maybe 3, I can't remember now, we had a great chat about everything that what it was like being a yeoman warder and how you became one and, you know, everything that went into it. Oh, I can hear a raven. And some of the people watching have not been to the Tower of London. I know a lot of my colleagues watch who obviously we know it like the back of our hands. We love it. So we thought it might be quite nice to do a little bit of a wander around with you today. And do a few bits and pieces that visitors don't always do because they're not necessarily the most obvious. So where are you today?
At the moment, I'm stood on the south wall, so the south battlements. I'm in between the Wakefield Tower, which was the King's Lodgings, and the Lanthorn Tower, which is behind me. You'll need to excuse me, I'm still testing this out. So that was all part of the Queen's Lodgings. I'm going to talk about that a little bit more in a minute or two.
So you're up on the wall, aren't you? You're up kind of...
I'm up on the wall, facing the White Tower. So the White Tower is literally...
There she is, look at that. Oh, that's a building I know and love well.
Yeah, oh, it's fabulous, isn't it?
It's great.
Especially on a day like today. Look at that blue sky.
It's incredible. Now, just
stunning.
Down there, we can see the Tower Bridge as well.
Yes.
It's not London Bridge. A lot of people come and they say, oh, that's London Bridge. No, it's Tower Bridge. One of the loveliest things about the Tower of London is its location right next to the river, which is not by chance, is it? That's the method of transport that the monarchs used to use.
Yeah, definitely, most definitely.
It was
they would... Sorry, Alex.
It was a lot safer to travel that way.
Oh, gosh, yeah, because the streets of London were horrendous back then. They were worse than they are now.
Yeah.
Well, not at the moment, because it's very quiet.
Yeah.
But yes, no, they were very unsafe to travel in. So they would travel by boat most of the time.
Always want stuff, and so, it's much easier. And the tower was on the water, wasn't it?
It was on the water because it was actually built on the site of an old Roman fort that once stood here. And the reason the White Tower was built where it was built today is purely because underneath there is a freshwater well.
Yeah.
So that's why.
If you're being attacked, you've got to sort of hunker down for a few weeks.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Yeah. You haven't got that.
Better.
5. There you go.
Can you hear me all right, Alex? Is it okay?
Yeah, I can. Yeah. But it's fine. You're outside. That's totally
fine. Well, I can pop down later on. We'll go down later on. But I know that some of you, you've already alluded to some of the noises behind me.
Yes. So can you see that? Oh, there we go. Now look at those cages down the bottom where this is no offence to you, Moira, but some of my favourite residents of the tower live. And these are the ravens, and they're still there.
They are still here.
Yeah.
They're still here. Merlina's on a sticky wicket though. She's been very naughty.
Is she?
She's her adoring public are not here to see her, so she's started to become quite naughty.
Has she?
She has. She's always naughty anyway, as you say. But she's actually attacked a few people. She's the governor. Poor Andrew's been bitten a couple of times, and his wife, bless her. And he's also kept one of the lads, his wife, who lived next door to Andrew in the hospital block. Merlina wouldn't let her out of the house one day.
Really?
She says it's just as well I've got a back door.
Oh my God. quite. I mean, they're quite territorial, aren't they? And Melina is such a drama queen.
Yeah, very much a drama queen. Everything's about her, and if it's not, then in fact, there's Christopher. Can you see him?
Oh, there he is. That's the Raven Master. That's Chris Scaife. And he is
like a tick in the box.
a yeoman warder, a Beefeater, but he took on the extra role of being the guardian of the Ravens, and he's kind of obsessed now, isn't he?
He just gave you a wee wave there. I don't know if you saw him or not.
I saw that, but
I'll try and get down there actually and see if we can get one of the birds to come over a little bit, because Poppy's there. She'll inevitably come over.
Poppy's one of the younger ones, isn't she? She only joined last year, I think.
2 years ago, I think it was now. Yeah. Gosh, doesn't time fly when you're having fun?
And so the reason for the Ravens is, well, there's a few kind of stories behind it, but the big story is that they're a sort of a safeguard against anything bad happening to the UK.
Yes.
Yeah, by all means, go into the legend. Tell.
If they ever, it's said that if they ever leave this place, the White Tower will crumble to dust and a disaster befalls the monarchy. And by royal decree from King Charles II, we've got to keep 6 ravens here at all times. But we've got, I think we've got 9. Yeah. We've got 2 in a breeding programme out in the moat, so that's... they just stay out there, yeah. Bless them.
They're great characters. My guests always love to see them because they're some of them, like Melina, she's quite naughty. And Melina, we should say, she is Chris's favourite. They've kind of bonded, haven't they, a little bit?
Oh, she thinks she is human, and that's purely because of the handling she's had by all the Raven Masters.
Amazing.
So, yeah. So what was I going to come across here for? Oh, yes, this was...
Oh, yeah,
sorry. The Anne Boleyn thing, yeah.
So this is not somewhere that everybody goes. Some people don't have time for it. Some people don't know you can go up on the walls. But it's one of my favourite bits because it gives you a great view. But there's something really quite historic there, isn't there?
There is. When I first got up here, and I said about the King's Lodgings just off to my left here, but I also mentioned the Queen's Lodgings and the Lanthorn Tower. Now, people, when they do come up here, it's like a tick in the box. They just come up, they have a quick look, take a picture and go away. Yeah. But they don't... Now, I don't know if can you see that?
Yes, yeah, great.
Right. Now, this is the one thing this is what it used to look like when the Wakefield Tower was the King's Lodgings, which is here. You can see the added on bit here. That then became the first public record office. That's where the record office used to be. And this is where the wall is over here.
Yeah.
That's the Cold Harbour Wall, and that's the one that goes up here. And then you have got the Great Hall, which was where Anne Boleyn's trial took place.
Yeah.
And, of course, this is her palace here. This was all her palace.
And none of that exists anymore, does it?
Apart from the Lanthorn Tower and the Wakefield Tower. Yeah. And the remnants of the Cold Harbour Wall. So
given that the Tower of London is nearly 1,000 years old, or parts of it are, not the whole thing, but parts of it, you would kind of think that, and it's been there for so long, you think, well, it hasn't really changed, but it really has. I mean...
Oh, yeah.
Barn and... Yeah.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. And, of course, it's nice to be able to have the things like the Cold Harbour Wall, where the base of that was, the foundations. Yeah. And you can still see where they attach onto the White Tower, which is lovely. And it's
can we get a
lot's changed
on the wall?
Let's have a look.
Let's see if we can
get this is because I don't know if you can turn this round or not when you're it's not like
that's absolutely fine. Right, so that's working.
So you've got the Cold Harbour Wall there on the left hand side, just at the side of the Ravens' cages, and just looking up a little bit over to where the White Tower is, you can see some stones over there. Yeah. Well, that's the foundations of the White Tower for the Cold Harbour Wall. Yeah. And that all encompassed the innermost ward of the tower. 3 wards we used to have. The innermost ward, which was this area here, where royalty would take their daily walks and gardens and things. And then you have the inner ward, which is where the crown jewels and all the rest of it are, and then you've got the outer ward, which is in between the 2 walls. And of course, a ward is just an area of responsibility. It's a responsible area. There's lots of wards around London.
And you've got quite a few wards to look after in the Tower of London as well.
Yes, definitely, yeah.
And so that Cold Harbour Wall used to be part of the defences originally, didn't it?
It did, yeah.
because the White Tower that we've just seen, that beautiful building, that's the oldest bit. So that's where the river used to, or the water used to come up and round. And so the Old Harbour Wall was literally how you would get into, you know, into the White Tower when the river is where you're standing right now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And of course, before they blocked it all off, that's exactly what happened. It used to come up, and that's why Traitor's Gate, when it was first built, was called the Watergate.
Yeah. Sarah said, am I mad, or is everything we see back to front? No, everything is back to front, Sarah, so don't worry.
Is it all going back to front? Oh,
it is,
sorry.
but I think that some broadcasting things just do it like that, don't worry. I'm the right way around, but yeah, don't worry, it's fine. So yeah, so,
oh, I'm sorry.
Is it really mess with you?
What do you mean by back to front? Of course you're mad. Aren't we all?
So
we're just actually getting into the Lanthorn Tower now.
Lovely.
And it's which is normally open to the public, but of course it's not today.
Nice and
because we're in lockdown.
Nice and private for us.
We'll just close the door so no foxes can get in.
There you go.
We have a resident tower fox that's incredibly cheeky.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Does he have a go at the ravens from time to time, I bet?
Yeah, it has in the past, yeah, but it's not... the ravens did come off worse. He hasn't tried it again.
No, it's quite a few sharp beaks there.
So, of course, when you come through the towers in the morning, when we open up, when we switch the lights on, check all the health and safety, etc., it's quite funny because I do walk in and I say hello to them, or good morning, and then at night time I say good night.
Oh, that's adorable.
Just in case there's anybody listening. You don't know, do you?
The whole kind of ghosts and spirits that are said to be at the tower, so you're probably in your best interest to keep them sweet.
Yeah, exactly. So it's amazing how we've realised how much the cleaners do here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, gosh, is it ever?
Gosh.
We're trying to do as much as we can. People have been out with hoses and power washers and things like that, but it's just the birds and the trees, the plane trees.
Bless the birds and the trees.
It was the birds, my lord.
Yeah, it wasn't really done. All right, so we're coming down off the wall, I think, there.
So yeah, down off the south wall, or the south battlements. And
elephant somewhere, is it? Yes.
Here's an elephant.
Those who've not been to the Tower before, the Tower of London did used to be London Zoo, and we have this amazing sculpture of an elephant. Because there was an elephant that was kept at the Tower of London, fed on barrels of wine, apparently.
Yes, died young, but happy.
Yeah, right. The way to go.
Oh, dear. So, yeah, so it's really quiet.
Yeah.
We've been doing a couple of things this morning with for press and PR, of course, because of the inside of the tower.
Yeah.
The documentaries that we have on Channel 5, and a couple of other things that we can't discuss at the moment. But anyway,
if you tell us that kind of thing.
Yeah, if you keep a wee eye on in social media for today, and then another time as well. But maybe we'll talk about that later on.
Oh, amazing. Debbie asked, Moira, are you superstitious because of the many ghosts and spirits there? We covered that a little bit last time, but
yeah.
Not something you're ever that worried about, is it, really?
No, I've always said it's never the dead you have to worry about, it's always the living.
Ain't that the truth?
So, as ever. So we're just talking about we're just beside the Roman Wall here.
Yeah.
And this is our little bit of the Roman Wall. Yeah. And it doesn't look very Roman, to be fair. It does look as if it's just been plonked there. But, of course, the walls, especially up in London Wall, has been kept so well. If people are interested in the Romans, learning a little bit of them, that's just amazing. Absolutely amazing. Pristine.
Pristine. I love it.
Pristine. So
and that's what's lovely about the tower, is seeing kind of these, this huge amount of history there. It's not just the tower, it's everything that came before as well.
Yeah, gosh, yeah. It's 1,000 years of history. Over 1,000 years, 2,000 years of history.
Wonderful.
So it's, yeah.
Oh, we're heading towards the Ravens, are we now?
I thought I'd better take you over. Yeah. Because you were saying earlier that there was a lot of people asking about the Ravens and
there were, yeah.
How are they? And of course we've got, when we put down our notice out at the main gate to say that we were closed, of course we did say that, don't worry, the Ravens are okay. So, we're looking after the Ravens. So here we are. And that's little George just popped out. She's got food, so she's frightened in case somebody takes it. George and Poppy, when they were really young, they were quite cheeky. They would come over and peck your shoes. Remember that day somebody came over and tried to kick her?
Yeah, I do. You went nuts, and rightly so.
And so of course, but they don't come near you now.
No.
It's really strange. They've built up that kind of, oh, wait a minute, who are you? You're not very trustworthy.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. But they're all nest building at the moment as well.
Oh.
It's that time of year, so we've got all the boy ravens are all running about with bits of stick in their mouths and trying to enamour their beautiful brides into building a nest with them.
And they mate for life, don't they, as well?
They do, yeah, they do. There's... we've got Cyril the Squirrel here as well.
I saw a picture of Cyril the Squirrel on Instagram the other day.
Oh, the picture, the huge picture.
Yes.
Somebody said, when did you get that 10-foot squirrel in the tower? You don't know what we've got in the tower. To be fair, neither do we.
I have a little question. How can you tell the difference between the ravens? And my colleague Sarah said, what are the current names and what colour bands do they wear? Now, I think that, I don't know if you know all the different colours, but you can tell them by the coloured bands that they wear, but can you tell them individually without that as well?
No.
No.
I can only if they're in their own territory. If they're stood about, like, I know that Jubilee, he likes to sit on top of the fence at the hospital block. Mm-hmm. Marlena likes to sit on top of the Waterloo block at the moment, when she's not terrorising people. And you normally see Erin and Rocky kind of scooting about that kind of area around the east side of the White Tower because of the just making sure Erin likes to think she's still the top bird.
Yeah.
And which I think she is to a certain degree. But she's
she was a bit of a bully once, wasn't she? Didn't she bully?
Oh, she is a bully. Yeah, she's really bad. She's really bad. I'm not keen on her at all. But she's there's can you see?
Oh, yes.
That's me, George, with a bit of food.
Pigeons in the foreground, everybody. Pigeons in the foreground. That's not ravens.
No.
George is just over there. They're amazing creatures. They're really large as well, aren't they? And what I love is when you look at them, you think, they're a black raven. When you look at them, their feathers, it's almost like a sort of petrol iridescence on them. They're absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, Poppy's coming over for a wee scoot.
Oh, is she?
She is. See there? Can you see the iridescence?
You should just angle down a little bit. Oh, there she is. There's Poppy. She's
Poppy,
one of the puppies.
Poppy. Just try and get round here so you can see the sun and the feathers. Can you see that okay?
Oh, look at that, yeah. That's fantastic. Hi, Poppy.
Oh, lovely Poppy. Just poop.
Steve-O's asked, how long do they live for?
The oldest one that we've had at the tower was 44.
Yeah.
When he died.
In the world, it's about a third of that, isn't it? I think that.
Oh, I think it's about 12 to 15 years, maybe 16 in the wild.
Yeah.
But of course, their diet here is fantastic. They're safe. They've not got any predators apart from their own selves. So it's quite. We're quite lucky to have. I think Marlena is the eldest at the minute.
Oh, is she?
I think she is the eldest, and I think she's about 17 now.
Gosh.
Yeah, she's hooked up with Jubilee now.
Oh, she has, yes, because Jubilee used to be going out with Marlena, and Marlena died. But she was known as the Black Widow, wasn't she? She'd had sort of 3... Munin, what did I say?
That's it.
Yeah. She'd had like 3 husbands, and they'd all been a lot younger than her. Scandalous and wonderful.
Oh, yeah.
But Marlena's
she's definitely a cougar.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's dumped Chris, and she's now with Jubilee, and she seems to be very, very happy.
Has Chris run away, or is he still around?
No, he's done it. He's done his bit, and I think he's hidden himself.
He's legged it.
Yeah, he's legged it.
Fair enough. All right, where are we heading to next then?
Right, where are we going to go next?
Head down towards the club?
No, the club. I can't get into the club because we're doing some deep cleaning there just now. But I have got a little surprise, and I've been given permission to take you into the foyer of the Queen's House.
Moira, this is so exciting!
I know, I was really chuffed. I saw the governor earlier on, and I said to him, "Are you okay?" And he went,
the Queen's House is never...
just the foyer, just on the ceremonial office. And he went, "Yeah, no, that's fine, that's fine."
So the Queen's House is never open to the public at all. It's only for the people who live at the Tower, and even then it's I always get it wrong, governor?
It's the constable of the tower that lives there. Yeah. Well, it used to be the lieutenant's lodgings.
Yeah.
When it was first built, because the lieutenant was the man that ran the tower, and then of course it was used as a prison. Lady Jane Grey was in there. Arabella Stewart was in there. Oh gosh, countless others, and of course it is the residence of the constable now. So
yeah, and Arabella Stewart is the ghost that we talked about last time that tried to oust AJ when she was there. And didn't.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure if it is Arabella Stewart that does that. Maybe it is. Well, but she's definitely in the Queen's house. So number 7 is right next door. So you never know.
And Chris Scape, who's the Raven Master, he said that he's had sort of ghostly apparitions around where he keeps all the feed for the for the ravens, isn't it? You think he's had doors slammed on him and stuff like that?
Oh, there's lots of stories about doors getting slammed on people, and yeah, it's quite strange. I must admit there was a situation. I was on duty yesterday, and every time I had to go out and open the gate to let somebody in or out, when I came back, the door to the Westgate box kept opening up.
Oh my goodness.
And so I just said thank you, as you would, as you would. And yeah, I think it might have just been the wind.
I'll go with that. Yeah, let's go with that. Behind you, just at the minute, just point out for people if you've not been to the town before, this is the Crown Jewels house. So this is where the jewels are located. The crown that the Queen wears, coronation, everything like that is all in that building right there.
Yes, on the ground floor as well. So if anybody wants to come and visit, we have got there's access, and if you've got a wheelchair or you've got different difficulties walking and stairs and things, which a lot of people have, then it's not a problem at all because it's all on the one level.
Perfect. Now, my colleague Fernando, who you probably know, says no gun salutes at Tower Wharf today, because I should mention it is Queen Elizabeth's 94th birthday.
Yeah.
Birthday. He says, is the day being marked in any other ways? Is there a toast raised at the quays or anything like that?
Well, there's been lots of well wishes on social media this afternoon, and on the HRP website a little bit later you might see a little bit of a birthday song.
Oh, I see. Oh, she's letting us in on the little inside secrets.
But it's on the HRP website, so.
And I guess it's the Queen's birthday. If this was a normal day without the lockdown, you guys would be in your official outfit, uniform.
Yeah.
Which is the red and gold.
Yeah, we'd be in the official uniform because we'd be, we call it semi-state because it's not full state dress. Mm. We wear our normal blue trousers.
Oh, okay.
And then we wear the red tunic on top with the belt and the hat and medals, white gloves. That's the only, we don't wear the ruff.
Oh, right.
And we don't carry any weapons.
And you have the flowers around the garden?
Yeah, the ribbons, red, white and blue ribbons.
Oh, ribbon.
Yeah.
Lovely.
So yes, that's what we wear for a gun salute. And of course, it'll be a 62 gun salute. This is the only place that ever fires a 62 because we're a royal palace.
Yep.
So it's 21 being fired for the monarch or for the royal, and 21 because it's been fired from a royal palace, and and
the rest are just.
And 20 for the Honourable Artillery Company because they're allowed to fire them. Because they come down. It's for the City of London, I think it is.
Just make it up, Moira, it's fine.
Yeah. It's something like that.
Right, so we're at the Queen's house now, aren't we?
Yeah, so let's
I have to say, some of the guides are going nuts, because this is not somewhere we normally get to go in. So
no.
One of lovely guiding colleagues like, wow, this is brilliant. So what is the Queen's house? Why is it so important?
Right, the Queen's house, originally, it was built on the order of Henry VIII, and it was built as an accommodation for officers of the Tower. So this is why it was called the Lieutenant's Lodgings. And it was because there was lots of people would be coming here for drinks, there'd be social events and things like that here. And of course, and if any royalty came, if they came here, this would be where they would stay. So they wouldn't be expected to live in the White Tower at that time.
No.
So it was built as the Lieutenant's Lodgings, and also to build for very important prisoners, really important prisoners. So the ones that had to be looked after. So Queen Catherine Howard was in here, the 5th wife of Henry VIII, and as I said, Lady Arabella Stewart was in here. We also had Rudolf Hess was imprisoned in the Tower. Of course, he was here. He was the last Tower prisoner, and many others. Thomas More was held in the Bell Tower, which is through the Queen's house. Unfortunately, one can't go in there today, but never mind. We'll try and work on that one. And so that's what it was built for originally. And
it's about 500 years old. It is from the Tudor period, isn't it?
Yeah, 1544. It's an original Tudor.
Yeah.
An original Tudor. And I'll just leave my gimbal here because it's not working very well. I'm not working it very well. Maybe that's what I should say. So this is the door, beautiful door here, and there we are. So we're actually now in the Queen's house, and this is the foyer. So this would be the original. This would be the place where Lady Houghton, the constable's wife, she put this here because it was looking very military. Yeah. So she put that there this time. Yeah. And then we've got we've got a bust here, and we've got pictures of the Duke of Wellington, and let's say Sir George Pollock. If you can see that, can you see that? Oh, I can see the reflection. And this is the place where we cannot go. That's the stairs up into the accommodation area. So that's where the constable's apartments are up there. Mm-hmm. But the important bit in here is the ceremonial office.
Yes, that's beautiful. I have been in here before. Actually, Moira, I think, on one occasion.
Of course, yes, fabulous. That's right. Yeah, that would be the secrets tour, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. That was very good. Now, in here we've got all the pictures of all the constables since the Duke of Wellington. I need to put my glasses on and get close. So that's Field Marshal, the Duke of Wellington, just there. He was not our first constable, not by any stretch of the imagination, but he was the first constable when we became yeoman warders. So when it was all changed from a bought position to former military position. Of course, after the Battle of Waterloo, I think we talked about this last time, didn't we? But yes, after the Battle of Waterloo, we had lots of unemployed soldiers about, and that's when we thought that they would be better put to work in the Tower of London. And then we go right up. Now we haven't got a picture of for General Houghton, but this gentleman here is, if you can see it, that's General Roger Wheeler. And he was my first constable. He's him and his wife are lovely, lovely people. And then after him, we had General Lord Janet. Yeah. And him and his wife they were just lovely as well.
And just retired from that post, isn't he?
Not just. It's unbelievable. That was about 4 years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Madness.
How was that?
And then we have the seal here. And I don't know if you can actually see that, but there's really beautiful writing. And then we have the seals at the bottom for the constable's installation.
Which monarch is that that's created that document and signed it?
That was, now, where are we?
At the top, normally, it does normally say somewhere.
I can't really see it.
Oh, don't worry.
Because my glasses don't stretch that far, if that makes sense.
I don't remember how far back it was, but it's a good few hundred years.
James II.
There you go. James II.
James II. Yeah, James II.
James II. So we're talking late 1600s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing.
So, yeah, and then we've got... This is where we congregate when we've got any state services in the chapel. We will come in here because we escort, so we are in full state dress then, with the ruff and the breeches and things, and the tights and the rosettes, and we congregate in here because we're escorting the constable, guarding the constable through the tower into the chapel. And normally what happens, we come in here and we have a little toast, and then we congregate outside and then march up to the chapel. But this is where it is, yeah. And there was a fabulous, the last time I was in here was when Prince Charles and the Duchess came in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they came in here.
The new crown.
Yeah, the new crown. And there was a cake that had been made, and it was the White Tower, and it had a yeoman ward on each side of it. And it was absolutely superb. What I'll do is I'll send it to you, and then hopefully maybe you'll be able to try and maybe get it onto your links, so just in case. But the cake was amazing. So yes,
and as well.
Pardon?
Did it taste good as well?
I never got any.
What?
Never got any. I think it'd been made for quite a while, so it's probably just as well.
Fair enough.
It looked amazing, though. It looked absolutely amazing. And then, so back into the foyer again.
Yep.
And then as we go through, we'll just go through and pop into the little museum we have here.
And I should say, this is not a museum that's normally open to the public. This is just a...
No, not at all. Where's the lights again?
But I don't think I've even seen this bit.
It just shows you how often I come in here. Because I don't know where the lights are. Or in the cupboard, I think. Yay! And we have the medieval... You can see the medieval Hoover. So
Hoover.
no, that's the lights for in here. Oh, I don't know. Oh, there we go. There we go. So we have a. Oh, that's where that went.
You're finding all the treasure.
This was going to get chucked out because it's not got any real. It's just a little pedestal desk.
Okay.
And it's got no history or anything at all. But they thought they was going to get rid of it, and I said, "Oh, I could use that." And then I found myself a smaller desk, so I put it back, and it's here now, which is fabulous.
If you still want
wonderful.
it, you can take it. I won't tell anyone.
So yeah, so this is a little museum that we have, and there's lots of little books and pictures and paintings, and here we have. Can you see that? There we go.
Angle it down slightly a little bit. There we go. That's more.
There we go. And of course that is the Bloody Tower.
I was going to say, is that the Bloody Tower? Yeah.
Yeah, so there's the Bloody Tower archway, and there's Traitor's Gate just at the back there, if you can see that. And then, because you can see there's houses up here, and the old warder there in, I think that might have a bit of artistic license has been taken on that, but anyway, never mind. So yeah, it just shows you what it used to use. Now that is the Tower of London gateway, painted by Nicholas Condé.
Okay.
And it was the Garden Tower in the 1560s.
Ah, right, yes, because Bloody Tower is a great name, and people always say that's what happened here, and it's like, well, nothing else than what happened everywhere else, and it used to be called the Garden Tower. It's a lot less.
Yeah, because its name was changed because of the two boy princes.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Yes.
We will cover when we get a little bit further down the line to tricky on our Monarch Mondays. No, it's fine. Previewing it. My colleague Sarah Barron's asked, is Guy Fawkes' confession in there in that museum?
No. What he signed is actually up in the it's in the council chamber, because that's where he was when it was signed. So yeah,
Fawkes was implicated in a plot to blow up the government, and we still the Parliament building. We still commemorate it every year with the wonderfully British thing of having a bonfire and loads of fireworks and chucking an effigy of him on the bonfire. And he was sort of a scapegoat more than anything else. We might do a little talk on him at one point, but he's been a scapegoat. His confession is there, and when he came in, they didn't torture much in the Tower of London, did they? But they did with him, and he came in and signed his name. When he finished the torture, he could barely sign a little kind of cross or anything, so it's all a bit grim.
Yeah, very grim. Yeah, the signatures. I think there's a copy of it online.
Oh, is that? Okay.
Yeah, the two signatures.
You have to go online, Sarah, sorry.
Yeah, and of course then we've got the...
Yes. Now, this is the story of the princes. By all means, give us a little preview of the story.
Are you sure?
Yes, go on.
Well, this as I say, the Bloody Tower was changed to... It used to be called the Garden Tower. Its name was changed to the Bloody Tower, probably Elizabethan times. And it was called that because of these two boys. Now, this is the uncrowned King Edward V, and his younger brother, Richard, who was the Duke of York. And a little dog here. Can you see that?
Oh, yeah.
Now, this is not the original, obviously. Is it?
I don't think
so, yes, so the two boy princes, what happened when their father died, Edward IV, of course, the White Queen tells us, it's quite a good adaptation about the whole thing, but it does kind of give you the three kind of aspects of it. But it's, so they were brought here by their uncle, who was their Lord Protector, and he brought them here to say, he was going to look after them. He was going to train the young prince for his coronation, and I just switched these lights off. And there we go. And Elizabeth, the mother, she wasn't keen about sending the second son there because she didn't trust Uncle Richard. But anyway, he came here and they disappeared.
Yeah. Never to be seen again. And then their bodies were found, we believe, in the White Tower.
Yeah, in the steps up into the White Tower with the original door for the White Tower. And there was workmen carrying out alterations there, so they found a box, and of course they were very excited because they thought they'd found treasure.
Yeah.
Sadly not.
Sadly not, no. Just a dead king and his younger brother.
Unfortunately. Well, allegedly. We have to say allegedly.
Fantastic.
So,
well, listen, Moira, thank you so much.
you're very, very welcome.
To give us a little tour of the Tower of London. I mean, goodness, look, it's so beautiful today. And, yeah, very sweet of you. And you're heading off shortly, aren't you? Because you're going off duty for a little while.
I'm going off duty for a wee while, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a couple of weeks off and let some of the guys come back and do that wee bit for Queen and Country.
Yeah. And so we don't know when we're going to see you next, but hopefully not too long. We'll see. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll get open soon. It's just
fingers crossed.
It's a very strange situation.
It is, and us guys can't wait to get back. I saw a few people saying, "Oh, Liz, I missed this." So yeah.
Oh, you must do, because you come here, you do the job because you love it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's yeah, I can understand it. I'm missing. Don't tell everybody, but I'm missing the public.
They'll be back sooner than you know.
Oh, please do. I miss you guys as well.
Yeah. Well, listen, thank you so much, Moira. Enjoy your couple of weeks off, and
I will. Thank you.
We'll see you again soon.
Yeah.
I'll be back tomorrow with, what am I doing tomorrow? Tomorrow's Wednesday. I'm doing Women's Wednesday tomorrow with Sophia Duleep Singh, suffragette princess. So come and join us at 3 o'clock tomorrow, and we'll see you soon, Moira.
Take care, Alex. All the best.
Bye.
Bye.